everyone, thanks for checking in. So this will be an example of how to do mean variance optimization or to maximize the Sharpe ratio. So first thing we're going to do is get everything set up, and we will be using Solver today. All right, so this again is not all of the data. This is just a couple pieces of the data just to show how this works. So these are all hard-coded. Okay, so what we're going to do is just make sure you have your data. So you have the funds right here. All right. And then so up here, we're going to do the annualized returns. So what we do is what we've been doing, just take the average, multiply by 12, and do that across for all of the data. We're going to then set up the annualized standard deviation, which is the same thing, do sample standard deviation for all of the data times the square root of 12, so that will annualize it. And then we are going to set up above it a weights column, and this is what we will be changing to use Solver with. So these I kind of just put random numbers in here. Just for the example, we will get the correct numbers in a little bit. All right, so make sure this part is set up. All right, and then we also need to make sure this part is set up right here for the optimal portfolio. So remember to do this. We are going to do sum product of all of the row of data and then multiply by the weights. And so remember to lock this weights row because we need it for all of the calculations. So up here, as you see, the weights are locked in with the dollar signs. And then you'll just drag this formula down. So you have for all of the optimal portfolios, you have this same formula. All right, so once you get that, you need to come up top or beside, however you want to do it, and get the annualized return here. So again, it's the same formula we've been doing, average of the column by 12, and then the standard deviation is the same. Standard deviation for sample times square root of 12. And then, so imagine that the risk-free rate is 0 for the Sharpe ratio formula. We do the returns divided by the standard deviation, and this is what we need to maximize. So this is why we will be doing Solver. So I'm going to highlight this and then go to the top, click Solver, and let's set parameters. Remember, we need to change the weights. So here we go, changing these. And then, so here are our constraints, that all of these, the weights, are greater than 0, and the G3, the sum of the weights, equals 1. All right, and then we will click Solve, and you guys can watch on screen as it solves. And we want to make unconstrained variables non-negative. We'll leave it, and then we'll just leave it as the default setting. Solve. Oh no, it's thinking. Okay, there you go. See, it's working. This is pretty cool to watch. Okay, keep Solver solution. As you can see, these numbers changed, and here is the maximum Sharpe ratio that we can get. So that is how to do an example of mean variance optimization. Thank you guys for watching. Have a good week.